Hello everyone, this is your weekly dose of VTuber news. It doesn't feel right, the hunt for a catchphrase continues. But yeah, welcome back to another weekly roundup of anime people news. I actually had something cool happen to me this week, but we'll get into that later. So to start, let's talk about the Production Kawaii thing. Production Kawaii is an agency that's been around for a pretty long time by VTuber standards, debuting their first gen back in early 2021 and currently containing 15 active talents. They posted this announcement on Twitter earlier this week saying that they would be ceasing their activities as an agency after the 30th of November. They go into detail that the talents would retain access to their channels and social media accounts, and that any appearances or concerts announced before the 9th of October would still be taking place as scheduled. This was followed by the agency's talents having a sort of announcement really, which I guess is the evil twin to a debut really, and must have given any Production Kawaii fans that saw it without context a mini heart attack. In these streams, the talents each individually talked a bit more about the announcement and their plans going forward. Obviously, the reaction to this varied a bit between talents, with some of them posting memes and others understandably taking it pretty hard. Thankfully, at least, it seems that all of the talents are retaining access to their IPs and will be continuing on as indie VTubers, which is a welcome change when compared to a lot of the previous agency collapses that we've seen. If you are a Kawaii fan though, or just a fan of one of the talents, I would encourage you to go look up their specific streams and posts about the situation, since there's a few too many for me to show you here. Next up, I was originally going to put this in the drama section, but I don't really think it's actually all that dramatic, and I don't really feel like feeding into the insane speculation that's been going around about it. Hololive's Ina took to Twitter to tell her audience that she wouldn't be able to post or stream for a while, saying that due to the company's internal logistical issues, she basically wouldn't be able to do anything as Ina until further notice, despite really fighting against it. She also says that she'll have to cancel a lot of the things she was planning and participating in, which understandably has her a little down. She did thankfully reassure everyone that she isn't going anywhere and that she should hopefully be able to talk directly to her fan base after she flies home next week, since she's currently still in Japan. Until then, it does look like her manager is going to be operating her account for her, and she did manage to sneak a message through to us via the rat. You can probably imagine the speculation around this with how it seems to be a company issue preventing her from posting, but I think the most likely explanation is that it's some sort of visa issue around her working in Japan. Since any sort of post or stream she makes as Ina could be considered working, it makes sense that she might need her manager to take over her account until she's out of the country next week. This would also make sense since I vaguely remember her wanting to stay in Japan until the end of the year, so maybe some sort of visa duration issue would explain her posts. You can see why I didn't want to include it in the drama section, since I don't think this is actually drama or any sort of Hololive cancellation. It sucks for Ina for sure though, must be pretty frustrating. Now on to this week's debuts and outfits, and I'd just like to start by thanking Idol for dropping their big new generation announcement on a Saturday, so I'm not scrambling to include it an hour before the video drops. If you didn't see it, Idol was teasing their upcoming EN Gen 3 throughout the week, and yesterday dropped the animated trailer for their debut. The new generation Wildfyre, consisting of 4 members with a hyena, a pirate, a puppet, and a lion, and if you want me to explain the theme or why they're called Wildfyre, I'm afraid I have absolutely no clue, sorry. All their designs look pretty hype though. We had some nijisanji debuts, with Alban revealing his new 3D look and Sonny announcing his upcoming 3D debut. Millie also had her 0.5 debut thing as part of Ethyria's 3rd anniversary, alongside her new original song Don't Trick Me and an Ethyria anniversary marathon, which honestly should probably be in the next section, but who cares, I make the rules here. Zentreya showed off her new Halloween outfit. Matara will be having a new outfit reveal as part of her 1-year anniversary next week. Mythos Apollo announced her 3D Halloween outfit. She's also unbanned from Twitch now, thankfully. Juniper showed off her new model, which of course she made herself. Annje announced her upcoming model debut. Elle teased her upcoming SPidey debut for spooky season. Kyrio had his full comeback debut that he's been hyping up for a while, and Toma had her 3D debut along with her release of her original song Cutie Pie. The first of the Avallum boys got their 3D debuts this week, with Gale showing off his new 3rd dimension early in the week, and Cassian having his debut announced for next Sunday. The rest of the guys from Avallum will likely be having their 3D reveals pretty soon. Scarle dropped the silhouette for her upcoming new outfit and asked for everyone's best wrong guesses about what it could be. Also, while technically not a debut, lilypichu drew and rigged her own little model, which I thought was pretty cute. And for this week's events and releases, I unfortunately have to start by informing you that Hololive Promise is somehow already a year old. I know, I kinda thought I was misreading the tweet when I first saw it. Holo Promise is the EN unit consisting of Council plus Iris that was formed last year, and to celebrate their 1-year anniversary together, Mume hosted a quiz collab where they announced some merch alongside an upcoming 3D musical set for December of this year. Fuwamoco hit 1 million subscribers, Kiara posted the rewards she has planned for her Mirage video hitting certain view milestones, Hololive announced an additional performance of their Stage World Tour taking place in Taipei in January of next year, the Hololive 7 Days to Die collab started and had about as many deaths as you'd expect if you ever played the game, Ina and Bae released a cover of the viral Bling Bang Bang Born opening, and Baby released her original song MV Prism Magic that she teased last week. Nijisanji's Doppio announced Niji Versus, which looks to be a series of competitions across various games between the different Nijisanji livers and branches. They've already had their first event, that being a Fashion Dreamer tournament where they competed to see which Niji member has the best fashion sense. The V-Muse concert I talked about last week happened, complete with a theme song from Kuro, Mint, Bao and Iron Mouse. And speaking of Mouse, her massive subathon has come to a close, with her even being interviewed by the Rolling Stone after her record-breaking event. vshojo Zentreya, alongside some other vshojo members, DNP and Chat themselves, had a charity D&D campaign together, where they raised over $40,000 for charity that went to St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital. FaZe Connect announced that the additions for their FaZe Invaders have been finalised, but that the general additions for the next generation of talents are open, if you happen to be unhinged enough and want to give them a shot. FaZe also had a murder mystery Halloween stream, and Pippa got herself a Hiatuses. Ren Penrose started a donathon with her actual mum, which is both hilarious and genuinely terrifying because oh god there are 2 of them. V4 Mirez Lunalia celebrated their 6 months together, 3AM opened their auditions, Mythos' Poseidon is doing 4 days of Pokemon streams to raise money for the Gamers Outreach charity, Lilybell did the entire Hamilton musical as one of her subathon goals, and Captain Hannah's first doujin is now available for everyone. I can't show you it for many obvious reasons, but you know, I'll cite my sources below. Hello Dear ran her ASMR Parade event, a marathon ASMR stream featuring 51 different VTubers from all over the community. Camilla had a Halloween game show with Fillion, Michi and Cottontail, and for some songs this week we had Nene releasing her new original song, Project Versus Prelude releasing their original debut song, Miyuna releasing her Edge Runners cover, Isa releasing her Over You cover, and Miori Celeste releasing her cover of an unfinished song. That's the name of the song, it wasn't actually unfinished. And for some quick convention news, Mythos' Hef and Dio are going to be at SumiCon, Shito and Unnamed will be performing at Anime Festival Asia, Unnamed is also going to be at Komifuro this November for a performance, where Doki will also be attending with her own meet and greet. And now onto the inevitable weekly drama, which thankfully wasn't too bad this week, though there was some more of Twitch being annoying about VTubers. This time Twitch seems to be targeting hips of all things, with this tweet from Leia going pretty viral, pointing out Twitch's rule that explicitly states that VTuber models have to have their hips covered to avoid any punishment. Though it was also pointed out that this isn't a new rule and that instead the final line was just recently added for some extra clarification for VTubers given the recent uptick in bans and suspensions they've been facing. While this rule may not be new, it is further confused by the number of IRL streamers that seem to show way more than this, sometimes by being in the hot tub category where the rules seem to be relaxed. How attire rules apply to VTubers that aren't actually in a hot tub, or why Twitch seems to be so much stricter towards VTuber models, is still kinda up in the air. From what I've seen, most of the annoyance from VTubers seems to be more towards Twitch's lack of clarity and unfair application of the rules, which leads to people getting surprise bans. Though I will also admit a lot of VTubers are definitely pushing their luck with how much skin their models are showing. The next thing Twitch seems to be targeting is chibi models, which does hit a bit closer to home, with Chromu getting banned on her birthday of all things for being youth risky. It looks like Twitch might be misjudging chibi models as representing actual children and then taking action against content that they think isn't appropriate for a childlike model. Though Chromu apparently just had her model zoomed all the way in on her face, so who really knows. Twitch is weird, more news at 7 I guess. In a sort of similar story, Merryweather got into a bit of a Twitter fight with someone that appeared to be Twitch staff, implying that all VTubers were I honestly don't know if YouTube is cool with this word, but yeah, obviously not a great thing to be calling a sizable chunk of your streamers. Understandably, Mary wasn't super thrilled with this and the tweet kinda popped off. He did later clarify that Twitch had reached out to him and confirmed this wasn't actually a member of their staff and just a guy impersonating staff for, I guess, reaction bait or something. Further reason to be a bit careful before you assume the worst, I guess. Twitch has been pretty rough recently, but this time it does seem to have just been an internet troll. Momo announced an indefinite hiatus on her streaming activities, citing mental and physical health concerns. She goes more in detail in the announcement here if you're interested and want to go show her some support. Relia Lace also announced an indefinite hiatus, concluding her career as a V-tweeter. Since she never had any streams as Relia, she says there won't be a graduation stream, but she will be participating in collabs and events with her friends in the lead up to October 31st. She also talks about being excited for her next chapter and asks her fans to come along with her, so maybe we'll see her pop up again somewhere soon. Also, for some quick news that I didn't really know where to put, Henya has returned to us after her short break. Ethel and Vienna have both joined joined Mythic Talent, and Vixoria says she's going to be easing back into collabs with her friends, even though she's understandably still not streaming at the moment. Vix is honestly super cool, so it's great to hear she's starting to get back into the swing of things. Okay, and on for the week. I said I'd talk about my thing at the end, but if you follow me literally anywhere else, you've probably already heard about it and are a bit sick of me pinging you everywhere. But yeah, I got myself a GamerSupps partnership. I've never really done any partnerships or sponsors on this channel before, but I already drink this stuff religiously and I'm pretty excited to actually get my own code. If you guys use code PEN at checkout, it really would help me out. There's free samples and shipping in the first 24 hours as well if you just want to try it out first. Either way, thank you guys as always for the support, especially my members. And if there's anything I missed this week or that you want me to cover next week, leave a comment or hop in the Discord to yell it at me. I'll hopefully catch you guys next week.